The truth is, I believe in all my heart that future generations will look back at this era in American history and condemn us. They'll look at what's happened here since 1973, and they will characterize this nation as barbarians. At some point, hopefully in our lifetime, but certainly at some point, people will look back at this practice and say, how could that be possible? In the way that we look back at the atrocities of the past, at things that occurred 100, 200, 300 years ago, at institutions that we as a nation banned and look at and say, how could people have supported this stuff? How could people have turned a blind eye to these things? How could people have ignored that these things were happening? The way we look at those things in history and condemn them, this era will be condemned for this. I have no doubt about it. Our job is to accelerate the process of getting there, to ensure that sooner rather than later, and God willing in our lifetime, we can arrive to a consciousness in this nation that this is wrong. That the right to life is a fundamental one that trumps virtually any other right I can imagine. Because without it, none of the other rights matter. There can be no liberty without life. There can't be a constitution without life. There can't be a nation without life. And there can't be other lives without life. I cannot imagine any other right that we have more fundamental and more important than this one. And so the reason why I'm so excited about the young people that are involved in this is because sometimes in contemporary life here in America, we come to believe that all the great causes are something lost to history. That past generations fought all the great battles. Abolition, the civil rights movement, women's suffrage. That all the great causes have already been fought and won. It's not true. In fact, maybe one of the most important battles that has ever been fought is the one that you're engaged in now. And so I encourage you to remain involved. Because at the end of the day, our nation can never truly become what it fully was intended to be, unless it deals with this issue squarely. America cannot truly fulfill its destiny unless this issue is resolved. It's that important. And I know that it's tough. I know. Especially for young people, I know that it's tough. When you take this position in public office or public policy, people look at you as an intolerant person. Oh, he's intolerant. Oh, they're radicals. Oh, you're trying to impose your religion on us. I understand the challenges to taking a position on this. But this issue is so important that it's different from the others. And this is where my faith comes in, and I hope most of yours as well. See, I think our life here is important and everything we do here matters. This is now at the personal level. I'm no longer even speaking as a senator nor trying to impose what I believe on anybody else. I'm just sharing with you why this issue is important to me. And I'll tell you why. Because I felt the same pressures. I've had people tell me, gosh, we love your tax policy, we love your fiscal policy. Just don't do the social stuff on us. I don't want to hear about it. It turns people off. I've heard that too. And it gets to you sometimes. And I think from now and then, probably not the people in this room, people are guilty of saying, let's just tone that one down. This is not the time for that. And then you realize that, the office that we have is important, but this stuff's all fleeting. Comes and goes. You're a senator today, you won't be tomorrow. You're in office today, you lose your next election. But at least my faith teaches that this life will end. You're lucky you live 80 years. You'll still be a senator. And then you'll be held to account. Whatever your faith teaches you, they almost all teach the same thing. You will be held to account. At least in my case, I'm going to be asked very squarely. I know this. Look at what I gave you, God will say. I brought your family out of extraordinarily bad circumstances and gave them opportunities. I gave you the opportunity to do things that your family never had a chance to do. I blessed you with children who are healthy, vibrant, make a lot of noise. I blessed you with parents that encouraged you to dream, and a wife that supported you in the pursuit of those dreams. I opened doors for you that you never thought were possible. When you polled below the margin of error in the first polls they took in your Senate race. where the only people that thought you could win your election all lived in your house. And where most of them were under the age of 10. I gave you the ability to speak to people and influence people. What did you do with it? And what am I going to say? Oh, I had really good poll numbers. I got reelected 3 times. I raised more money than anybody ever had. I was popular. People loved me. They patted me on the back. They gave me nice introductions. That's what I'm going to say I did with that? The more you are given, the more that is expected of you. And that's not just true for us as people. That's true for us as a nation. America's not great because we're smarter than other people or we work harder than anybody else. There are smart and hardworking people all over the world. America is great because God has blessed America. And America has always honored those blessings by being an example to the world. For 230 some odd years, there has been nothing more powerful on this planet than the American example. And the way we live our lives and the principles we stood for, they don't always agree with the things we do. They disagree with our foreign policy. They get frustrated at America. But they admire us. Because when we get involved around the world, almost always it's behind principles and ideals. And so we are a blessed nation. And we're not just blessed so we can have. We're also blessed so we can give. And there is nothing that America can give this world right now more important than to show that all life, irrespective of the circumstances of its creation, irrespective of the circumstances of its birth, irrespective of the conditions that they find themselves in, all life, in a planet where life is increasingly not valued, in a planet where people are summarily discarded, all life is worthy of protection, and all life enjoys God's love. We are called to different tasks, whatever that may be. If we stand for these things, if we honor God in these things, He'll honor us. He'll bless us. He won't always give us what we want, but He'll always give us what we need. And you will know that you lived your life for purpose, and that in all the things you did, you honor the blessings that you had. And if we as a nation do this, well, God will continue to do what He has done for 230 some odd years. Blessed us like no other people in all of human history. This is the great cause before us. And I encourage you to stay engaged and involved. If I falter at some point, remind me of the speech tonight. I hope not to. I don't expect to. And with your help, we won't. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.